What up, y'all? It's your man, Abuamerican. Man, I ain't done a video in a minute. I just been kind of like busy, tied up, just all sorts of stuff going on. But whatever, man. So check it out. I'm in this group online, man. It's wild. It's on online Facebook. These people, man, it's like a black group, African Americans. I'd say that group is about 95% useless. But something occurred to me there. And I'm always talking about women and females and whatnot, and so something popped in my head, just passively in the background there while observing the behavior of African American male-female interaction. And that is hypergamy and solipsism. Now, generally we talk about the two as if they're two separate entities, but I just realized from this group that the two are intertwined to the point that they are inseparable. Now, of course, you can have men with solipsistic nature and behaviors, selfish. But being men, we're not hypergamous. We are polygamous. Because I hold the opinion that hypergamy to women is polygamy to men. So there seems to be, well, there's not a seems to be, there's a major issue with black women holding that black men should not make themselves available to, nor conduct themselves, or I guess I don't know if conduct is the right word, but they shouldn't commit themselves to relationships with white women or women of like any other ethnicity other than black women. All the while holding that black women should not be limited nor confined to any racial spectrum when it comes down to relationships with men of other ethnicities. Black men should be stuck with black American women, not just black in general. You can't mess with no Africans, no black women from anywhere but America as an African American. But they are available, and they should be able to make themselves available to every and any ethnicity of man that they can possibly get their claws into, or their fingers, whatever you want to call it. So I was thinking, like, this definitely fits into like hypergamy. And then I realized it's also a type of solipsism, like, that is intertwined to the point that they become inseparable. Because, a woman, of course, loves to exercise her options in men. And so she needs to expand that circle as much as possible. As Rollo Tomasi says, women are natural plate spinners, and they are. They, just by the nature of like male thirst, they are going to be natural plate spinners because they have more experience with it than the average man does. You do have those men who are naturals, but again, that's going back into the 80-20 rule, and that's a whole nother conversation. They love to exercise their options in men. But how would that work to their advantage if the men had multiple options to exercise in themselves? It wouldn't work so well, would it? Because now the men have a wider spectrum and a larger number of women to choose from and select from, right? So what a woman needs to happen is the amount of women, or the number of available women to him, needs to be limited and reduced. All the while, the number of men available to her needs to be increased and expanded. So what they try and do, black women in America, is use shaming tactics to get black men to limit themselves voluntarily to black American women and not explore options and relationships with Latinos, whites, Arabs, and whatever other ethnicity, Asians, that are out there and available to them. All the while, they themselves are not limited to black men only. Do you see? So this gives them maximized hypergamy. This maximizes their hypergamy, and that's why you find black women are, as they say, aka dick policing black men and who they have relationships with. It just occurred to me from that group. I mean, I guess I kind of always knew it, but it never came together until I saw it as a consistent behavior that was so vehemently defended despite showing the hypocrisy of their stance. They are quite hypocritical when it comes to, like, relationships and interracial relationships. They refuse, even the most staunchest of hotep black women refuse to throw black women under the bus for having relationships with white men. But if a black man does it, oh my God, they lose their minds. You're a traitor, you're this, you're that, whatever. How dare you? They're slave masters. But then they're marrying and dating, the ultimate slave master, the white patriarchal male. So this is just I find it very interesting. Hello. You guys. So I don't know. This is just something that occurred to me, and something that kind of popped in my head. And maybe this is something that's been known to you guys, and it's just kind of occurred to me as an entire thought process. If so, then cool. If not, I just kind of accidentally stumbled across it in my mind. Crazy stuff. Anyway, this is your man, Abuamerican. Catch me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, all at Abuamerican. I'm out.